Alright, let's crack open a can of nostalgia with Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, the PS2 brawler that's still kicking it old school while the rest of gaming's gone full VR hologram nonsense. Dropped back in 2005 by Spike Chunsoft, this isn't your glitzy WWE 2K25 with its motion-capped superstars and microtransaction-fueled ring entrances. Nah, this is the scrappy underdog of wrestling games, rocking 2D sprites like it's still flexing in the arcade era, and honestly, it's a vibe that holds up better than you'd expect in this age of 8K ray-traced sweat physics. While WWE 2K is out here trying to simulate every beat of perspiration on Brock Lesnar's forehead, Fire Pro says, screw it, here's a pixelated beefcake named Thunder Ride, who's definitely not Randy Savage. The visuals are pure retro charm. Think Mortal Kombat meets Saturday Night Slam Masters, but with less gore and more suplexes. Compared to today's hyper-polished titles, it's like swapping a 4K blockbuster for a grainy VHS tape of WrestleMania 3. Dated? Sure. But in 2025, where everything's chasing photorealism, that chunky sprite style feels like a warm hug from a simpler time. Gameplays where Fire Pro flexes its biceps over the competition, unlike the button-mashing frenzy of WWE SmackDown vs. Raw back in the day, or even the modern AEW Fight Forever, which tries to split the difference. This game's a slow burn beast. It's less spam the finisher, and more outsmart your opponent like it's chess with drop kicks. Timing is everything. You're chaining grapples, baiting counters, and praying your big move doesn't get reversed into a humiliating pin. The AI's ruthless too. Think Dark Souls difficulty, but instead of a skeleton, it's a mulleted dude named Hank Hammer, folding you into a pretzel. Compared to the arcadey chaos of AEW or the cinematic slog of WWE 2K, Fire Pro feels like the thinking person's wrestling game. The roster's a riot. Hundreds of original wrestlers that are totally not based on real icons. Legal team says no comment. You've got your Hogan-alikes, your Flair-a-trons, and a customization suite so deep you could spend hours crafting Cyberpunk Hogan 2077 with a neon mohawk and a mech leg drop. Stack that against WWE 2K25's lockdown roster of current stars and DLC paywalls, and Fire Pro feels like an anarchist's playground. Modes? You've got exhibitions, a gritty career climb, and tag team madness that's more fun than Overcooked with your buddies, though just as likely to end in a shouting match. But let's keep it real. In 2025, the lack of hand-holding stings. No tutorials, just you and a controller figuring out why Gorilla Monsoon Jr. keeps reversing your moonsault. Compared to modern games spoon-feeding you mechanics, it's a trial by fire, pun intended. The MIDI soundtrack's a banger if you're into retro chiptunes, but it's no sweet chin music entrance theme with a live crowd pop. And yeah, those graphics, they're not winning any beauty contests next to UFC 5's poor level detail or even cartoony polish. Still, Fire Pro Wrestling Returns as a time capsule that slaps harder than a steel chair in 2025. It's not chasing trends. It's too busy perfecting its niche, like that one indie band still rocking vinyl while everyone else streams. If you've got a PS2, or let's be honest, an emulator and a don't ask, don't tell policy, it's worth a grapple. It's the anti-hero of wrestling games, rough, unpolished, and proudly weird. I'd give it a solid 8.5 out of 10, loses a point for making me Google move lists like it's 2005, but gains half a star for letting me suplex my nostalgia into submission.